Do you want to live in Korea? Do you want to come here with a working holiday visa? This is the video you need to watch first. My name is Mary and I'll give you my take on the working holiday visa in South Korea. So I came here with a German passport, so the following points are based on my experience and the rules and guidelines I had to follow as a German citizen. So check your embassy to see what rules apply for you. This is also all my experience and the experience from my friends and of the people who I've met here while I was on my working holiday visa in South Korea. Currently, the salary minimum is set by the government at around 10,301, something around that. When I moved here, was around 9,500, I think, maybe around that, plus minus. But I know a lot of places they pay just by the government minimum, but also a lot of places they go a little bit higher. Most places I've seen when I was here, they paid around 12,000, but also it's not very high. And you're very, very lucky if you have a much higher paying job, like if you find something like that. So I think finding a job, best places would be, best places. The places I used, and I think most people using, is maybe Facebook groups or Craigslist. I think some of the pages like Job in Korea, I don't think they target really working holiday visa people, so you will not really find a job, or even if you apply for it, if they hear that you have a working holiday visa, it's not going to be an option for you. So I think that's something to think about. But I think Craigslist is not a bad place. There's obviously a lot of jobs you don't want to apply to, which look very tempting, but it's kind of these naughty 노래방 jobs. So super, super illegal. Don't do that. I think the job options also, if you speak more Korean, you have just a lot more options to choose from and to apply for. So I think that's a really big point as well, why you should have a little bit more Korean knowledge. It's not that you must have it, but it would help you a little bit more. There's also limitation on what jobs you can do and what jobs you can't do. That really, really depends on what's your nationality and what are the rules and guidelines for your connection with the working holiday visa. Since I know for Germany, and I think I can almost speak for most of the countries, there's so many limitations on not teaching English, not working in any of the entertainment industries. So there's quite some limitations on that. So you don't have that many options, but you still have a lot to choose from, I would say. And I think also one big point is that, the salary is quite low, but also the problem is you can only work a limitation of hours. And that's, again, speaking different for everybody. But example, for me, I was only allowed to work 25 hours per week, which is not a lot. And you cannot make that much money with it. How do you want to work with this limited of hours and only this little money you get? And then you have to pay everything as well. So I think that can be very, very difficult with it. So it's definitely a point to think about, that you're not going to be able to make millions here.
Let's do a quick financial overview about working in Seoul on the working holiday visa, because I think we need to look at numbers. Most nationalities are legally limited to about 25 hours per week, and a good hourly wage could be at 12,000 won. Let's say you earn around 12,000 won per hour. That equals 300,000 won per week, which brings you to roughly 1.3 million won per month. But that's before deductions. Most part-time jobs deduct 3.3% tax, so you end up with a little over 1.2 million won. Now let's remove the basic living cost. For rent, let's say 500,000 won. Public transport, about 55,000 won if you have the climate card. Food, about 400,000 won. National health insurance, about 100 to 150,000 won. But keep in mind, this only starts after you've been in Korea for 6 months. So what's left? About 180,000 won. Even at a decent hourly wage, you don't have a lot left to spend, which is why I recommend saving a lot more before coming here.
Regarding housing, I think the deposit is really, really high here. Okay, so there's a whole complicated way about the jeonse, which is kind of like a deposit, the key money. but it's very different here since you pay really crazy high deposit, and then you can also pay more deposits to lower your rent or only pay deposit. But I will make a whole different video on that for the next time, but this is now just really mainly for the working holiday visa. But yeah, the deposit, I mean, most places they do ask for around 10 million won for a deposit. I think nowadays it even goes a little bit higher up, but yeah, most places they would ask for 10 million, which is quite a lot. But I mean, there's places they take less. I had my apartment during my working holiday visa. I was lucky to find a place which was very cheap, so I had only 2 million in deposit and then maybe around 350, I think it was 350 in rent. So it was very low, which made it very affordable for me. So I would suggest to check out Facebook groups to find an apartment. And there's also an app, it's called Zipang. You can use it on the app. As far as I remember, the whole app is in Korean, so you can use this app as well on the website, and you can have just like the automatic translator on. So my advice for you before applying even for the working holiday visa in South Korea would be save more money. That's probably one big point. If they tell you to save $2,000, save $3,400. If they tell you to save this much, just try to like double it or maybe even more if it's possible. If you don't have any financial support. If you have financial support, just have the standard you need to apply for. But if you don't have any financial support, save as much as you can. Like, go crazy with it. I definitely would recommend to save your savings and your deposit money separately, since the deposit money can be so high. It would help you to have at least availability. And if you don't even use all of that deposit money, then you can put it back on your savings. But that's definitely one thing I would recommend. And also learn more Korean. Try to be, I would say, I think that would help you a lot more. I would say being at like at a basic conversational level. If you're being like that far, that would help you so much more out, because if you don't know too much Korean, you end up speaking a lot more English. And anyway, people are also then, example, Korean people, they want to get better in their English. So if your Korean is not enough for like a conversation, you anyway stay on the English. But if your Korean is enough on a conversational base, like basic conversations, that will help you so much to not always fall back on the English. And I think that will also make your language skill develop much faster. I think one really big important point to think about is it is not a working visa. This visa is meant to be for working in a holiday, but like it's not promoted that you stay in one city the whole time, because I know also the application, if you apply for it and you say, oh, I'm gonna be the whole time, my whole year, I'm just gonna be in Seoul, I'm just gonna be in Busan, they're gonna reject it. That's very, I would almost say that's a very high chance they would reject it. But if like, because you also have to show a monthly plan what you want to do. They made this visa for you to travel and explore the country, but I find it personally a little bit difficult to travel the country in so many different places and live in different places as well, if like the rent and like all these kind of things have such a big factor. I think that point alone, I think it might be a little bit difficult. If you plan maybe your working holiday trip and you book Airbnbs, example, already ahead, and you paid for them all, you're gonna be fine, you know, then it's gonna be really good. I think that's actually the best idea to do, now that I think about it and now that I mention it. I think that's actually maybe the best thing to do, that you book all the different places already beforehand and you just save the money. Or yeah, but either way, like they don't recommend you to stay in one city the whole time, especially not Seoul. I'm a little bit used to experiencing different culture, different environment, so it was not like a super scary thing for me, but of course it was a bit frightening since I didn't know anybody here and I wasn't that good in the language. Like I could read it, but I could not translate it, and I think a lot of people have that same struggle. But I think I would definitely do it again. If I would have, I think I would have been happy to have a video like this where I can see like, okay, I should save a lot more money, and it's so strict about the hours and like how much money you actually make. So I think that would have helped me, I think, a lot more, because I could have been a bit more prepared. But I would definitely do it again, because I still had like a really good time. I mean, now I'm still living in Korea, and yes, it's really nice here. It has a lot of good sides. Of course, like every country, every place you live, it has bad sides, it has good sides. It just really depends on how you're weighing them. But I think maybe also a good option would be to go maybe with a friend. If you apply together, I think that would be also something really good to do. If you have any further questions regarding this video or living in Korea, please let me know in the comments below. If you have lived in Korea with the working holiday before, please let us know what your take is on the working holiday visa in South Korea, and let us know which country you're from. And if you like this video, please leave a like here. Bye!